chamber lunch, obviously, is the networking. And I know some of you are still going through the line, so please continue to do that. But we have a long program today, an important program today, and we want to make sure that we give everybody the appropriate amount of time. We are particularly pleased to have Mayor Scott Foster here to give our annual State of the City address. And obviously, lots of you wanted to come and hear from the mayor and know about the great things that are going on in our city. I'm Brenda Payne, the CEO here at the Hendersonville Area Chamber of Commerce, and I want to welcome all of you to our May 2013 Chamber Luncheon. As we do always, we want to have our invocation and pledge to bless our food and bless our nation. And Steve Mills has graciously agreed to come and do that. So please help me welcome Steve Mills.
Before we bow, bless the food. We've had several passings. Families have been very involved in our city for quite some time. Recent passing Logan McCord, Alderman, very active in our community and with Sarcoma and other organizations. Also, Dick Wilson, Alderman Shirley Wilson's husband, also recently passed away, and also on our own list, Les White, Julie White's husband. So as we pray to bless this food, remember them in prayer. Dear Lord, I just thank you for allowing us to be here today and taking of this food and taking of this fellowship, listening to about our community and what good things are on the horizon for Hendersonville. I thank you for the men and women in this room who are interested in this community and invest their time, their heart, their money, their interest in this community. Lord, I've mentioned these families. I ask you to be in those situations and just give them comfort that passes all understanding. Allow us to bless this food, nourishing our bodies, and our bodies to your service. Just in my name. Amen.
The United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. We'd like to recognize our elected officials and new members. And I'm going to start with all of the elected officials, and I think today we might have a few more than we routinely have. But if you are an elected official, would you please stand and introduce yourself and tell us who you are? We'll start on this side.
Terry Lynn Weaver, State Representative, 40th District.
James Alderman, Hendersonville,
Let's get there on the second first. We hadn't gotten across this side of the aisle yet, Darryl.
All good. Hendersonville, Ward 3, and County Commission District 10, Hendersonville. Don Long, Summer County School.
God bless you. Glad to be back.
Thank you all so much. Let's give them all a round of applause. We have one in the back. Anthony is serving up his plate. Anthony Holt, our county executive, is back here, so let's give him a round of applause as well. I'd like to recognize our new members and those members who have rejoined the chamber since we last met. And this is a pretty long list. And remember, there's a test afterwards, so please be sure that you get all of these names and company names. I'm teasing, but we're delighted to have so many folks to join and come back to us as a part of our family. ABC Cleaning and Restoration, James Sanders. Alpha Construction Company, Dan Baldwin. Blue Ribbon Foods, Cheryl Ray. Bob Parks Realty, Oliver Berry. Bryant McCormick PLLC, Keith Bryant McCormick. CSG Exteriors Inc., Brian Wilkes. Community Creations Inc., Joe Jenko. Coupon Tages Magazine, Chris Woods. That was a test for me. First Pay, Cornelia Hines. Lynch Tree Service, Tom Lynch. Mallard's Family Restaurant, Chris Waller. Mercury Supply Company, J.R. Dye. Morgan Electric Incorporated, Angie Tenbush. Music City Expo LLC, Randy Buckram. Payne Management Group, Tracy Gilpin. Corvu Wine and Spirits Warehouse, Evelyn Bonds. Precision Property Restoration LLC, Wanda Fuquay. Shelter Insurance, Ben Warner. Sleuthing Adventures of Tennessee Muffcat, Leslie Garrett Stevens. Now, there's a story behind that somewhere that you're going to have to go and talk to Leslie about. I know a little bit about that, but she'll be happy to tell you. Tennessee Chocolates and Muffins, too. Dana Collins. U.S. Health Advisors, Michael Leonard. Village Real Estate, Zach Phillips. Wholesale Inc., Derek Wilson. Please, when you run into any of those folks, welcome them into the chamber, but let's give them all a round of applause. We're so glad. And I'm also thrilled that I was able to read that many names, so that's a wonderful thing for us. This is always a special occasion for the chamber. The opportunity for the Hendersonville Chamber to partner with the city in so many different ways is very, very important for our community to make sure that we can continue the growth that we enjoy today and that we certainly want to encourage for the future. We've had a wonderful opportunity for many years, and particularly the last several, to partner with not only the mayor's office, but so many other offices within the city halls. And several of those folks are here today, but with the police department and the fire department and the parks department and the planning department and codes and all of those departments are at the ready whenever we need their help. And you should be very proud of the fact that they're willing and able to do that. And we're very, very happy that they are willing to do that because it helps all of us. So it's indeed my pleasure today to introduce the leader at the helm of all of those groups of folks, because it's that leadership that makes it possible for us to all work together in such a collegiate sort of way. I'm not going to introduce or give a bio for Scott Foster because he's been here now for 8 years doing this. I think we all know who he is, and I'm not sure what I would say except he's a Hendersonville son. We're proud of him, and please welcome Mayor Scott Foster.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's that big yellow orb that was up in the sky earlier today? It's been a crazy week here in Hendersonville, but I want to let you guys know some great things that are happening. But I'm just going to read briefly if I can find my glasses because I'm totally blind. Some of the great things that are happening in our region. The mayor team, as a regional leader, the mayor of Nashville, has done a phenomenal job. You guys have all seen what the ABC show Nashville is doing. 9 million viewers across the world. I got off a plane in Chicago, and there's a billboard in Nashville. I got off a plane in China. There's a billboard in Nashville. It's amazing that the region as a whole, which we're a part of, all the great things that are happening in this region. These are just real quick on the Lindy's page. Today, Bankrate ranked Tennessee the #1 state for retirement. That's going to be important as I talk a little bit. Core Logic says home price in the national market up 10.5%. Nashville, Tennessee ranks #4 on industrial site selection. The National MSA leads the nation in job creation. And all of these are within the last week, just about. And then Yahoo Finance ranked Nashville number 8 for American top food towns. Now, it seems odd to Mayor Hendersonville to be talking about Nashville. Brother, we're a part of it. Nashville's population is about 610,000. Our region, which includes Franklin, Brentwood, Hendersonville, is about 1.6 million. We are a major player in the country. If you remember back to the 70s, the show Dallas, what Dallas, that show did for that city is unbelievable. And right now, as we speak, that show Nashville is doing the same thing for us. And I will give some numbers here in just a second. The good news is we're beginning to ramp up and pull out of this recession that we've been in. Just for instance, May of 2011 and May of 2012, there were 136 homes built in Hendersonville, about 19 million. That same time period, May of 12, and April of 13, we've issued 215 residential building permits. We're up 58% year. So we are going to grow and grow very rapidly. And as I move through this short presentation, I want you to keep in mind that by the year 2035, now that seems a long way out, 2035, that our region is anticipated to grow at a minimum 1 million people. We're at 1.6 million today. 2035, we're slated to be at 2.6 million. So growth is almost inevitable. We've got to find a way to go smarter and maintain what we have along the way. But keep in mind, 2035 we'll be at 2.6 billion. What is our way? What's our pathway to Nashville? 386, right? 386 is currently slated to be widened in 2035. That's after we add another million people to this region. So as we think forward, we've got to think about new ways to be mobile. Those of you that travel 55 minutes to Nashville every day, we rank third in the longest commute in the country at this point. We've got to open our mind up and start thinking about ways to correct that. Let me go through some of the details. And this is interactive too. It's been a crazy week at City Hall. Did anybody see the turkeys crossing Gallatin Road at Burger King? First call I get that morning is the turkeys are crossing and there's not a turkey crossing sign up. So I asked them if they wanted to put the turkey crossing sign at the driveway to City Hall or close to Burger King. The next day, traffic was stopped on Main Street for geese crossing, baby goslings. First call, those geese aren't following the sign. They're crossing at the wrong place. Bizarre week. Then Monday morning started out pretty interesting. As you all know, the mayor sets the calendar. Because the mayor is such a dummy that he put Cinco de Mayo on a Sunday. So everybody had to go to work with hangovers. 3 of those calls. Why did you put Cinco de Mayo on a Sunday? Honestly. Bizarre. So just a quick detail. Since 1970, this was grown right at 4-person family every day for 12 years. It's been pretty consistent growth. We've grown over the last 10 years at about 2% a year. Sort of put that in perspective, we're still 11th in population. We were 11th after the last census. Guess who's number 10? Bartlett's number 10. It was Kingsport. Kingsport backed up, lost out, moved down to 12. Franklin grew from 41,000 in 2000 to 60,000 in 2010. They were almost 50%. So when we make these comparisons between Henderson and Franklin, I want you to know we have grown and we've grown pretty steadily, but we have not grown at the pace Franklin has grown, which brings some challenges to both us and Franklin. 2013, Our grant writers, my grant writers, and your grant writers won a total of almost $3 million in grants. We talked about that today. That's 7.5% of our budget. How old is the city of Hendersonville? 44 years old. We were incorporated in 1969, actually by a Supreme Court ruling after several years of litigation. So how old does that make some of the roads in Hendersonville? 60 years old. That's pretty much right. We're coming up on a challenge of being a 40-year-old city, and something that we've not faced before, and I'm going to speak to that as we get closer to talking about budget. Last year, we issued 319 new business licenses in Hendersonville. So we are growing. Here's an interesting fact, and this is, we're not mentioning the national, but nationally, we do fall into a point. The city of Hendersonville is getting older. The group that has grown the most is that age group between 35 and 54. If you look at how it's grown, you got 2010, 1990, 2010. This last bar over here, you see the regression in some of these other ones. This last bar shows that our age group between 55 and 74 is the only one going up, and it's almost doubled in the last 10 years, 36 to 66. And what's that generation? The baby boomers primarily. And so that's really beginning to affect the thought process and planning and future proposals for development. Same kind of number. This talks about occupied households. Across the nation, you'll see this. Back in 1990, 8% of families were husband and wife families with kids. Today in Hendersonville, that's dropped 10%. We're at 70%. Living alone or living with a single resident has gone up dramatically from 24 to 21%. That affects the way we plan. We continue to build mega mansions on 1 acre lots. This market is not going to support that. We have got to think about a different market. I live in a home where this morning at 7:30, I live in a high density development where they were trimming my hedges this morning and about to shower. That's what this upcoming population is really looking for. Let's talk about the city real quick. 65 cents. Been the tax rate since I was elected. We've been up, we've been down. 65 cents when I started in 2004. 65 cents in 2012. We'll have to talk about that. Garbage. We charge you $255 annually. So we pick up your garbage at your front door for about $20 a month, or at your back door twice a week. That's 30,000 pickups a week. We do 120,000 pickups a month. We miss 1%. That's 1,200 of you, and you get aggravated with us. I apologize, but we're doing a lot of pickups. Getting to your fund balance. This is last year's budget. We started with $4.3 million. Our overall budget is around $35 million. Projected to end with $2.2 million. We'll be closer to $4 million. Historically, we do that. We over-project our expenses and under-project our revenues. So hopefully, we're going to be at about $4.3 million to start this budget. Let's talk a little bit about sales tax revenue. We've got all these great new things. All these things that generate cash. Think about 8 years ago when Target was the first thing landed in Glenbrook and anyone goes didn't exist. We had our first $1 million sales tax fund in December. So that sales tax revenue is up about 10%. That's phenomenal. Sales tax revenue, almost $600,000. It went up from 2011 to 2012. $600,000. How many of you own a business in this room? How many have looked at your health care costs for this upcoming year? The city of Hendersonville's projected health care cost is up 28.2%. Obamacare is sort of launched a new war on us. For my 320 employees, that's an increase of $65,000 a month on health insurance. Sales tax revenue is up $600,000. That's going to pretty much widen out our sales tax. We're going to work with our insurance carriers. I think we'll get it down to maybe 16% versus 28%. Obamacare is about to take hold of the city of Hendersonville. We've borrowed money for a couple of years to pay payroll. sort of get this in your head. We bill you, and you pay your taxes somewhere before April, we hope. So we get a big check, a big influx of cash in April. We become dry about December, January, waiting for that big check to come in. For about 3 years, we had to borrow money on a 60-day note to make payment. This last year, we did not do that, and we don't anticipate doing that this year, so that's good. Where's our revenue come from? 28 million comes from local taxes. Shop at home. It's totally the byproduct of the chamber. We need you to shop at home. All of these taxes, and I'm talking about particularly the sales tax, the city and the county split to 2 and 4%. There's a number in here somewhere. $67 million was generated over some retail sales tax is up $67 million. So that generates roughly $750 for the county and $750 for the city. And on the county side, that goes to schools. So if you're shopping in Green Hills, you're not helping our school system. Shop here, please. Sort of break down where all of our money goes. In general, police and fire, I've got 320 employees, over 200 work for police and fire. So most of our money goes to public safety. The blue is police, and the red is fire. You see where our money goes. One thing that I've tried to do over my 8 years is not borrow a lot of money and put our grandkids in debt. And I think we've done a pretty good job with that. I showed you this last year. Hendersonville is less than 1% on general obligation debt, compared to some of our other cities that are way up the 2s and 4s. I think we're doing a good job. Our bonded debt, we're at 0.1%, so we've not bonded a lot of debt. We try to pay as we go. In comparison, this is Columbia up here on the edge, it's over 9%. Lawrenceburg is 4.5%, Mount Gibbs is 2.6%. I think we're doing a good job managing the money at the end. Sort of peek ahead to this budget year. I've got my first budget session tomorrow night with your board member and all. So some of the board members in here, this is the first time they're going to see some of these numbers. So if jaw drops or something like that, just roll over, poke them on the chest. I know you can't see these, but the projects that we may have upcoming this year that are not funded, Walk Ferry Main Street, we have funded the right-of-way purchase on that project, roughly $5 million. We're waiting on TDOT to start that process and don't know exactly what we're going to do. Rock Road improvements, we've got 950 that we need to propose down there. Marshwood Tree Interchange sort of popped back up. Hank Thompson actually tackled this back 16 years ago. The project as a whole is about a $10 million project. If in fact we want to do more of that, our 20% is below $2 million. Not sure where we're going to stand on that. The projects that are funded, Walk Ferry Main Street, $1.2 million, that's our 20% of the right-of-way. The right-of-way on Walk Ferry, Old Shackle Island realignment is almost $5 million. The right-of-way is actually costing more than the construction as we take some of those businesses out. New Shackle Island road improvements, hopefully to widen the New Shackle Island from bypass to where? Yokohama, it's not the Japanese artist. The Yokohama is about to start. We lack about 4 easements on that project of wrapping up the easements. We'd like to thank Hendersonville Medical Center for donating their property to us. Just another example of them being a great friend of the city. The citywide traffic upgrade. As soon as we get that intersection of Old Shackle Island and Walk Ferry realigned, we can, for the first time ever, synchronize the lights down Main Street. All green, all done. I wish we were that good. But that's coming. The bicycle trail down Sonic Square we met with today. So we met with the engineer with the record today. The issue at this point is permitting with the Corps. As soon as we get those permits on hand, hopefully we'll get that out to bid. We've got some safe routes to school project on Walk Ferry Road. The Grace Creek Stop 30 widening, we've got a little money put to the side, raise that intersection of Stop 30 and Grace Creek Road and get that realignment done. Some new things. Dog park. We did in fact put in place the situation for a dog park. The Lions Club, thank goodness, has picked it up as a philanthropic effort. The Lions Club is raising money. We need about 20 grand to get the thing up and running, mostly fence costs. Hopefully it'll be in Drake Street Park, where we have water and restroom facilities available for both the adults and the dogs. So that's moving forward. If you want to get engaged in that, you're welcome to check the park's website. Memorial Park, Home Depot supporting, Citizens Support, Lions Club supporting. We really hope to get that up and running. There's a plug for the Lions Club on their website. You can buy brick papers to help facilitate the park. One of the things that we're taking a look at is the Performing Arts Center. You know, as we grow as a city, one of the first things that came to my attention is within the Performing Arts Center. I begged for a library. So the group that helped raise money for the library, which roughly was $10 million with the county support, said they would pack the library and put the Performing Arts Center on. It's time for a Performing Arts Center. There's so many things that could happen in Hendersonville outside of the things you think about. You know, we've got the Oak Ridge Boys, and we've got Kelly Clarkson, we've got Gary Allen. We've got all these local players that can play at the Performing Arts Center. But the day-to-day stuff, the stuff that goes on with the steeple players, I mess this up every time. Steeple chase players, steeple players. If you're not going to see one of their shows, you're missing out. But even up and above that, we've got these dance studios and these cheerleading studios where we all travel to Birmingham, Alabama to watch my niece cheer for 3 days. The Performing Arts Center is made just for that too. I mean, a multi-use Performing Arts Center would be wonderful. We're trying to get kicked off a study similar to what we do at the library about how much money can be raised to build that type of center. Healthy city. Who heard this morning that the governor of New Jersey is going on a diet? Well, he in fact had lost 40 pounds, and now he's not really in the race to be president in 2016, but did have invasive surgery to put a band around his stomach. I don't want to do that in the city of Hendersonville. Mayors across the country are working hard for one reason: healthcare costs. Healthcare costs in the southeast are killing us. You know, if you look at where obesity and high blood pressure all cross lines, it starts in Birmingham and Nashville, and it goes to the central from there. 1 out of 3 people in our region is obese, and morbidly obese. So the mayors across the country are really working hard to talk about healthy city. Mayor of Oklahoma City put his city on a diet. And I challenge you to go to this website, because I hope within 3 or 4 months we'll have the same website. He challenged their city to go on a diet. And in 3.5 years, Oklahoma City went from one of the most obese in the state. They lost over 1 million pounds as a city. And this is all really based on a web-based program that tracks activities, that tracks the walk with the mayor, that tracks how many miles you run, it tracks how many hours you play soccer. It's really an electronic tool that is forced or urged Oklahoma City to lose 1 million pounds. It took 40 months. If you can see up the top, which I know you can, right there, Oklahoma City has lost 1.2 million miles as a city. They've lost 1 million pounds, and they've got 48,000 members associated with this program. What are we doing locally for that? In order to try to defer healthcare costs, the city of Hendersonville has a wellness program. And my team, which I should have introduced earlier, the team that you have that works for the city of Hendersonville is unbelievable. And I'm going to say a little bit more about that. And we actually put a big effort on developing a wellness program. If you have seen City Hall and the sidewalk that wraps around City Hall, that goes around Lake Foster, you know, the lake that I spent $2.5 billion building. I challenge some of our office workers. We've got several CPAs that have lost over 100 pounds at City Hall. But I challenge them, if they walk 1,000 miles around City Hall on their breaks, I get them water cooler. And believe it or not, they walk 1,000 miles to get water cooler. But interesting enough, American Heart Association came in last week and gave us this award, Fit Friendly Golden Achievement. We actually got the platinum award, one that's a step above that, for being a city that is aggressively attacking wellness. And as a city, as a whole, I really want to push that out. I've got two boys that are 13 and 16, and I need them off the PlayStation. I need them out playing soccer. Like they both might do. But that's not the MO of most families. Talk about a couple road projects. We talked about the new Shackle road project, widening 5-lane from bypass to Yokohama. Indian Lake Boulevard Bridge slated to be complete on August 1st. It's on time, it's on budget. Based on the way Rockers Group's handling that project, I think it's going to be on time, on budget. So excited about this project. 5 lanes across the bridge, double lane wrapping around going towards Nashville, so it'll be a dual lane wrap, dual lane acceleration lanes that run all the way down past Great Street. If you're coming from north of the bypass, there'll be a left turn lane to go to Nashville, which is desperately needed. Really can't wait for this thing to get over. There's the layout. That's on our website. If you can look at it closer, I know you can't see, but I've sort of gone over it. Let's talk for a minute about growth outcomes standards. How many people want another mattress store? I don't want another mattress store. That's not what we go out and try. We go out and try to bring those things that I hear about. You know, the thing that I hear the most about, everybody raise your hand that wants a Whole Foods. All right, we're going to talk about that in a second. How many people want a Fresh Market? All right, the premise is most of the people in this room want an organic food store. How many people think that we can support an NFL team? Okay, that's good. I didn't see you raise your hand. How many people think we can support a Whole Foods? All right. 10 hands. Let's talk about it for a minute. Whole Foods has a demographic that makes their stores work. That demographic is between 200 and 250,000 people in a 3-mile radius of the store. How many of you think we have a 3-mile radius of Sam's? A little less than 60. 200,000 to 250, with a median household income of 90,000. What do you think our household income is? Median household income? 64. 64. So the odds of us ever getting Whole Foods, Cheesecake Factory, Trader Joe's, or a P.F. Chang's are all about the same as us getting the NFL team. Okay? Now we still chase those folks, but we've got to go to the B teams. You know, instead of bringing the Titans in, we've got to go find the Nashville Cats. So Fresh Market is the downgrade demographic-wise for a Whole Foods. Payway is the downgrade for a P.F. Chang's. So those are the things we're tracking. And when I was on a piece of, we as a community is on a piece of property commercial, what keeps me, or residential, what keeps me from disallowing another mattress store? Nothing. What lets me tell your neighbor who can move in the house next door to you? Nothing. So please know that as a city, we're not out trying to capture another mattress store, or another bank, or another pharmacy. We're not in that business. We're going after the things that you want in town. But also know there are some parameters that exist there, like the Whole Foods parameters. Another Starbucks, our 6th Starbucks. We can count them all. I don't go after another Starbucks either. There's going to be one out there. Talk about public safety for a minute. You guys see our red and white guys all the time. Here's a combination of them. This is somebody that chose to leave auto advantage and try to cross 3 lanes of traffic in the turn lane. They made it through the first 2 and the 3rd lane, they got slammed. Don't do that. New fireboat just got inaugurated a couple weeks ago. Our grant writers wrote a grant Chief, what's it cost the fire boat?
$490,000.
$490,000 fire boat. Grant, 100% grant. I hope the chief jet skis the day he retires off the back. We won 2 new trucks through grants. Now, I showed you a minute ago, $3 million worth of grants won by your grant writers last year. 2 enormous trucks, one of them almost $1 million truck, and one with a ladder. Not a fan of this, but it's part of life. Grant writers won a DUI, mobile roadblock. Now, when roadblocks run, they're run with Tennessee Highway Patrol in tow. All these roadblocks are advertised in the papers. If you get caught, you should be out driving anyway. Just another tool that the grant writers are doing. Jet skis, we have to control our lake. We're the city by the lake. Grant writers won a couple of Yamaha jet skis to put control on that. A couple things if you haven't gotten to yet. Not to go on Dixon.com. You'll get reports on your phone at the minute that the bypass shuts down. Once traffic stops on 386 at any mile marker, PD catches it, the dispatch catch it, and they put it out on Nixon. You'll see right here the last one, New Shackle Road, we have Midtown Court, we're experiencing construction, 82 road will be covered. So if you want to know the latest road closures in town, or the latest Amber Alerts in town, sign up for Nixon, it's a free deal, a lot of information comes out of that. You see right here, Hendersonville PD advises that one lane closed will take Route 386 and exit 2. Now, they get better about telling you when they're back open. For a while, they were supposed to that everything was closed, and then we never tell you when it opened back up. Get better at that. If you go to HendersonvillePD.org, to their website, you pull up the crime maps. And this is something that, I don't know if you know or not, but crime is down since we hired a new chief, over 20% in Hendersonville. And he's done that with the same number of folks that he was hired in at. We'll talk about that briefly. Go over this, go on crime maps, and I think you'll be shocked about all the information that our PD puts out for your information. Some of it's quite frightening. Some of it's not so frightening. There's a series of maps. It's like the frog. You turn on the respiratory system or reproductive system. That's a bad example. The skeletal system. You turn on all those different layers. If you want to see where sex offenders are in Hendersonville, it's on there. You got to toggle it on, it'll come on. If you want to see where car burglaries, which has been huge, on, you can see it, turn it on, and see where that's happening. But it's one of those things that we don't hide from you. And you've heard me say this before. I've got over 100 guys in blue. Okay, but we're so much better when we've got 52,000 other sets of eyes looking out. You know, our guys, I got 100 guys. If they're driving through your neighborhood, they don't know that the green van next door isn't your next door neighbor. So a call from you to say, hey, there's a crazy looking green van next door. They're loading flat screen TV. That makes us so much better. So this information is sort of put out as part of that. Let's keep everybody informed so everybody can be on TV. City Hall's on Facebook now. Any real questions? I just want to talk for a minute about, I think it's in the slide. We've not hired a new employee since 2007. It's been 5 years we've not hired a new employee. I'm not projecting that we hire a new employee this year. I am in my budget, and I've got a balanced budget at this point. The budget I present to the board tomorrow night is going to ask to substantiate a pay plan that was just done. Back in 2004, we did a pay plan, and we were in the top third of Tennessee cities. Today, we're in the lower quarter of Tennessee cities, and I'm training and losing firemen and policemen as fast as I can. As fast as I can. It's going to take about a 6.5% increase across the board to get us back up into the top quartile on city pay. I can do that in my budget without asking for a tax increase. But what I do need, we've got 300 miles of road in Hendersonville. say 10% of that was built before we incorporated in 1969. That's 30 miles. I've got to get on the program where we begin to maintain our roads, maintain our drainage structures, and expand our greenways. It's not from borrowed money. It's just simply not from borrowed. So our kids and grandkids can enjoy these low debt services that I showed you. And as we move through the process with my board, Mayor Alden, essentially, a penny on the tax rate creates about $140,000. I'm going to be asking for a little bit of tax increase to start addressing the potholes we have, to start addressing the expansion of greenways. And I hope that as we move forward, that we can talk about that out loud and be very logical. Again, same number of employees for 5 years, crime's down, growth is up. I can fund the new pay plan with the current budget. But in order to do some of those things that you want, I want, which is pave roads, expand greenways, build performing arts centers, those types of things, we're going to have a little bit of a run. It's been 65 cents since 2004. I'm not telling you what we're projecting. I'm not telling you the board of mayor all would support the tax increase. It's going to be a discussion this time. Any questions? Come on, questions? Oliver?
Yeah, why don't you like cats in that dog park?
Any other questions? I don't have an answer. The overwhelming support has been for a dog park. Come on, you got to have a question. Well, Charlie?
Long-range planning, Mayor. It's our understanding that the median increase in population in Middle Tennessee, that part of that is in the surrounding counties and not in Davidson County. That includes Hendersonville. Long-range planning in Hendersonville. That's the question.
A good point. And you did hear what Charlie said. Going from 1.6 million in the region to 2.6 million, the growth is anticipated in the donut cities, the Franklins, the Brentwoods, the Hendersonvilles, the Smyrnas. The entire issue at this point is going to be mobility. We've got to find a way to be more mobile. For instance, the city of Gallatin just approved 2 what they call TODs, transit-oriented development. So behind Ball State, Gallatin has now, in their planning, included a much higher density around the college that would be centered around some form of mass transit. Whether it's bus rapid transit or light rail, we don't know. Same thing in Lebanon. Lebanon has just approved a transit-oriented development, which is actually on transit. It's on the Music City Star line. Now, the idea with the transit-oriented development is you build the density at the proposed station. So everybody's within a quarter-mile walking to the train in Lebanon. They can all walk to the train and keep that traffic off of I-40 coming from Lebanon. We've got a little bit different challenge here on the north side. We bought a private rail that ran from Nashville to Crossville and turned it into a passenger rail. Unfortunately for us, we've got CSX that runs through the city of Hendersonville. It runs right through Indian Lake Village in particular. But it is a CSX rail. It is a freight rail. There are 34 trains a day that go up and down that rail, which does not allow for passenger rail to be out there. So the discussion is going to be, quite frankly, if anybody's been to Denver, they're pulling off a $4 billion project that puts light rail out every spoke of Denver. Boulder, Colorado, out in every direction. 2035, we're projected to be the exact size Denver is today. If we don't have that transportation piece, not even down, we don't even know what the plan is. And I serve on every board that talks about that. And as a community, we have got to be thinking about, I'd love to put Class A office space and everything's left in Indian Lake Village so we can all work at home. That's a nice dream, but I don't believe that's going to happen. So we've got to really start thinking about planning and planning for mobility for this region? Sam?
Yeah, this has sort of been a recurring question through the years that I'm still wondering about is, well, especially when we talk about tourism and attracting people to stay here in Hendersonville, we really don't have a hotel facility that can handle any kind of convention of any size. And I'm just wondering where you all are in that consideration.
Great question. The question's about hotels. If you guys have seen our park calendar, if you haven't seen it, I challenge you to go online and go to the park. Our parks are full nearly every week, which brings up another thing I want to talk about real quick. We actually had 2 hoteliers in town last week. I met them here for lunch. They want to build 2 hotels. If you're looking at Sam's, you got Starbucks going on the right with about 10 other shops. They want to build 2 hotels behind that facility. As they came up here to stay here for 2 nights, the Hyatt place was booked both nights, and the Holiday Inn had 1 room their second night. So there is definitely a need for a hotel. Things that hurt us are that the Hampton Inns had to sign up for 5 years coming soon. And that's a negative when you got other hoteliers coming in town. I think ultimately we'll end up with at least 8 on a new hotel. The developers I talked to were talking about building 2 different flavors of hotel with a meeting center in the middle. Boy, we need it. And Sandra, you're exactly right. We need that meeting space. You know, other than this room, we're pretty limited where we can have a party for 100. So we're working on it. That does bring up something, you know. Let's talk for a minute about our parks and weekends in the park. There are 10 weeks out of the year where the park is compressed and unbearable to get in and get out. That's when soccer and baseball overlap. Now, there's been a lot of talk about a 3rd bridge coming off the end of Maple Drive and landing by the Field of Dreams, which is the soccer field in the park. 2 things. One, that does not have any new capacity to our park. It gets people in and out faster. It actually takes about 100 parking spots up to land the bridge over there. And we've got other acreage, and as a team, we've talked about, you know where Drake's Creek, Knox Dawson Drake's Creek is. We've got 50 acres in front of that. We would much prefer, rather than build a $1.2 million bridge in a park that's packed, to go out to Drake's Creek and build 6 full-size fields and let rec soccer move an entire group out there and play. Now, 6 full-size fields ends up to be about 14 fields. By the time you get the little kicker field, which is take a field busted in 4, you get the little kickers, the next group up is take a field busted in half. But we could spend $1 million to go out there and build a new park that's not congested, that would also go in conjunction with a new elementary school that the school board's talking about building out there. And really build a wonderful facility out there that adds all kind of new capacity to the park. That's not in this year's budget, but that's one of those things we need to be talking about. I saw a couple of hands go up.
Hey Scott, with the growth that we're talking about, is there any more discussions on possible widening of 386 or any other alternate routes with the growth, especially for us that have spouses and stuff to travel back and forth to downtown?
Joey and Graves, Mayor Graves and I put the wagon 386 on the agenda for the region in 2005. When we put it on there, we knew that we needed it right then. It is in the 2035 plan. So the wagon 386 is so far out at this point. And to sort of piggyback on that, what's even worse is our cars continue to get better gas mileage, gas prices keep going up. All the road funding from the Department of Transportation is funded both federally and statewide by gas tax. So that number is actually down. And so the state, at the Power of 10 meeting the other day, basically said, the state's not bailing you out anymore. We have to warrant expansions, and those warrants for the number of cars per day also have to be weighed against other means to get people transported. For instance, in Denver, this is exactly what happened. The Boulevard, Colorado, they want to add another lane to the bypass. That cost was going to be, let's say, $1 million a mile. It's far more than that. even if it was $1 million, it can only, one lane traffic can only carry 11,000 cars a day, period. So they proposed, rather than spend $11 million, to increase by 11 cars a day, which the minute it was finished would have been at full capacity. Their discussion came, all right, we spend $2 million a mile and lay light rail. And the way we move more people is we just add more cars to the rail. And we believe we can move 30,000 people a day on the light rail. We talk about twice the cost for more than 3 times the bank. That's what finally got Denver in the conversation about light rail. And then as light rail opened up going to Boulevard, it zips by the cars that are sitting on the bypass and says, you know, if you were riding light rail, you've been home 50 minutes ago. So the marketing's pretty easy once it's in place. Julie?
With regard to 306, realizing that it is state and federally funded, why are there no lights on it? And does the city have any say in getting those lights on it? It's very desolate and dark in lots of areas of it, in between where it starts on Interstate 65 and to the Winter Shopping Center.
A good question. The question is, we've asked for lights. And DI, like all of us, says they're out of money. And at that point where they got money to build lights instead of lanes, they will build lights. And we could go to them and ask them that we fund lights and interchanges. But again, when I get more money, we might be able to do that. I've run lock, stock, and barrel now for 8 years, as hard as I can with what we got. End on a good note. Somebody bring up something positive. Come on now. Donna, you got to have something positive. You got something positive.
I was going to say, I would love to be introduced to your team that you referenced earlier.
I would love to introduce my team. Real quick, Dave Lamar, Parks Director. Steve Miller, our Coach Director. Andrew Steele, our Fire. Kay Franklin, if y'all haven't met her, she is the brains of the operation. Ron Mix, my Finance Director. Chief Ricky Miller. Assistant Chief Jim Jones. Public Works Director Jerry Horton. Before I move from that table, y'all all stand up again. Here's a problem I've got. City's 44 years old. So some of these guys have worked for the city for 44 years. And I want to tell you, we're about to lose some institutional wealth. It's going to be irreplaceable. And these guys, the more I teach them, the more I make them work, the more we don't add employees, their stress level and their hair lines look more and more like mine every day. But they're wonderful, and you have a great team at City Hall. Let me introduce a couple more guys real quick. Craig Rodgers is our Chief Planning Director. Our Assistant Planning Director, here's one we have succession plan built in. City Attorney holds all the institutional wealth since the city was formed. John Bradley. I'll leave anybody out. Most of you know Don Long. Of course, you know him from the school board, which I don't have any part of. But Don is a great assistant, and I'd like to introduce Don. All right, I'm way over time. Ready, you want it back?
We do want it back. Thank you very much. I'm going to wait. I'm just going to finish this out.
I know we're going to keep going just a little bit longer than you had hoped, but we've got some business to attend to. So I want to invite up, we have 3 display tables for today. So if the 3 of you would make your way to the podium, I'll let you introduce yourselves. Mayor Foster, you don't mind if I raise this, do you?
She's the one about Cinco de Mayo being on the field.
I probably just sold my pay. Hello, my name is Cornelia Hines. I was born and raised in Hendersonville, and I am happy to be part of a new payroll company in Hendersonville, which is backed by Carl Davis, CPA, here in town. And as you can tell, I just joined the chamber on Friday. That's why my table looks like a kindergartner put it together compared to my cohorts over here. But just wanted to take this opportunity. We are a payroll company that takes care of small businesses, and we can basically handle anything and everything that you would want for your payroll needs, direct deposit. We can handle IRA, federal, state, quarterly taxes, anything that you can think of. And it's like Mayor Foster said, keep it local. This is an opportunity to keep it local with your payroll. So it's called First Pay. Thank you.
You don't mind if I lower this back down? And thank you, Mayor, for speaking, but I did have, I think there's one thing the city really needs to know. I'm a little disappointed to get an answer. Why did you schedule Cinco de Mayo on a Sunday? Anyways, I'm Dr. Eric Stamper from Visionary Eye Care Center. It is our 5th year anniversary this year. This is the 5th year I've stood up here and talked to you about our trunk show, which we have every spring. And I want to do something a little out of order. I want to go ahead and bring the door prize winner up. And the door prize will be a little unique today. Frank Frills. Frank Frills will come on and stand over here.
Which one?
Oh, it's Frank Frills Sr., I think. Is he still here? All right, Frank, come on. All right, so our trunk show is going to be this Thursday. And what this is an event where we bring in some of our frame vendors. They bring their entire frame and sunglass lines. And during the show, we have discounts off of everything in our office. We also have cupcakes and food. We have Gigi's Cupcakes. We do chair massages. Beverly Sims from Transforming Touch Massage will be there providing free chair massages. We are in the Chamber building, so this is 11 to 4 this Thursday in the Chamber building. And this year we're going to do something unique. Instead of providing just a flat discount, we've done 25 or 35% off in the past. Each person will get a balloon, and inside each balloon will be a discount. The discounts will range from 25 to 100% off. So that's what our unique thing is. And so our unique door prize this time is we have 3 balloons, each has a prize in it. One of them is a dozen cupcakes at Gigi's Cupcakes. One is an hour massage at Transforming Touch, and one is a free pair of sunglasses. So we're going to go over here and pop this balloon.
And I'll take whichever one you want.
Eric, before you do that,
Yes.
I want to give a little bit of an unsolicited testimony from him. I have on glasses that I got from Eric a little bit ago. But last year, I bought a pair of sunglasses at this trunk show. And just recently, I had those sunglasses changed to prescription sunglasses. I am in heaven. And so I wanted to tell you that those things can transition on and on and on to other needs for you. So you're very welcome. Go.
All right, Frank. One of these balloons. All right, and the door prize is a dozen cupcakes from Gigi's.
Hi everyone, I am Sarah Gideon. I'm the brand new executive director at Historic Rock Castle here in Hendersonville. This is actually my 4th day on the job, so I'm brand new. So I'm spending lunch here with y'all. So I actually have a door prize giveaway as well, and ours relates to the event that we have been advertising over there. It's a very exciting event we're hosting on Saturday, June 1st, that evening. And it's our Great Gatsby Gala, and it's going to be an amazing night of dinner and dancing, and all of the proceeds are going to help our Rock Castle educational initiatives. So everything from our Walter Durham Scholarship that we give to graduating high school seniors on their way to college, to the field trips and educational programs that we can do at Rock Castle. So I want to encourage all of y'all to come. It's going to be just such a fabulous night. There's also a silent auction that night, so please come out. And it's $150 a couple, and you can buy tickets. If you come over and grab one of our flyers, you can figure out where to go to buy tickets. Our door prize is a copy of the former Great Gatsby movie, the one with Robert Redford in it, as well as the book. And that is going to Carol Maynard. We actually don't have it in yet, but it's coming on Thursday. Sorry about that. And you can come to Rock Castle and pick it up. So, thank you.
I'm going to make my way through these announcements as quickly as I can, so bear with me. We have a couple of connection opportunities coming up for you. If you are into networking and you don't know enough people, which who in this room has all the contacts you need, I think you're all candidates for this meeting. Every single Wednesday from noon to 1, you can meet at the chamber office for our leads exchange. We have 25 to 40 people there every week, so I would love to invite you to come join us. It's a great group, and you'll all get a 60-second opportunity to share what you do. Our business after hours for May is on the 16th. One of our hosts is actually here, Curtis Builders. Milton and Lisa will host along with Bill and Amanda Sinks with Bluegrass Beverages. And they are going to help us host our member appreciation in conjunction with that event. So we want to invite everyone to attend. We're going to be kind of showcasing who's volunteered and helped us over the years. And if you've been putting business cards in for door prizes throughout this year, we're going to be giving away 2 cash prizes of $250. But this year, you have to be present to win. Last year, that wasn't part of it, and we almost got lynched because neither winner was there. So we decided, if you want to win the money, you're going to have to show up to claim it in person. Promotion opportunities. We have our annual banquet coming up at Night Among the Stars on June 14th. We'll meet right here. We have a great band. Cassie's picked out. If you want to get your groove on, come join us on June 14th. But we also recognize some really special people within the chamber. This is when we recognize our small business, large business, volunteer of the year, and now this year we've added a young professional of the year, what you're calling it. And don't vote for me. I've been told I have aged out. So just so you know, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We have those forms on the table, so please take those before you leave, because I think everybody in this room could qualify for a nomination. So take a moment and please nominate your fellow members or yourself. We'll take that too. Support opportunities. On this Thursday, the staff is doing luncheons once a month, and we're inviting people within the membership because we want to hear what you've got on your mind, and we want to share with you what we have to offer. So the catch is it's free. Jet's Pizza will feed you, but you have to be one of the first 25 people to register to actually get in. So if you haven't reserved, there's still some space for Thursday. And Ryan Crawford, are you still here? Can you stand up so everybody knows?
I am standing.
You wouldn't have to lift the microphone from me or Ryan. Ryan has been assisting us with some sales opportunities within the chamber. So he's working hand in hand with Amanda this year for our preferred business directory. If you want to be an advertiser, see Ryan. He'll get you set up for that and talk to you about deadlines, artwork, that type of thing. And I think you're helping us with the display board at the office too. So Ryan can help you. If not, you can track down Amanda. And I think, other than giving away our 2 giveaways, Signature Cleaners has been gracious enough to give us a door prize probably since I've been at the chamber over 10 years. So a $25 gift certificate is going to Karen Mitchell with Boston. Has been a gracious food host for us for at least a year. They volunteer and step up for anything we need food for, but they're giving a door prize, and Dave Lamar with our Parks Department is You're good here. So come out and see us in May. Be sure if you didn't already put a card in, you're still eligible for that cash, so if you want to do that on your way out the door, you just missed out today. But I think we're done, unless anybody has more questions.